If Jesus found you alone, submerged in great distress and hopeless, what would you do? Jacob found himself in a similar situation and wrestled with the angel of the Lord that entire night. The struggle was so intense that despite gaining new abilities, it left him with a dislocated hip joint. Nevertheless, Jacob, a mere mortal man, prevailed against God. In this lesson, we meditate on this encounter of possibilities chronicled in Genesis chapter 32 to understand how Jacob, initially able, became disabled before being greatly enabled. By the end, I'll reveal 6 practical lessons that you can apply in your life today. 20 years after leaving home, Jacob embarked on his journey back. As he approached the land of Edom, he dispatched messengers to Esau, notifying him of his return. This visit would serve as a test of his brother's willingness to welcome him. But to his surprise, Esau advanced to meet him with 400 men, filling his heart with fear and distress. In response, Jacob turned to God in fervent prayer, as recounted in Genesis chapter 32 verses 9 to 12. O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which said unto me, Return unto thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast shown unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau. For I fear him, lest he will come and smite me, and the mother with the children. And thou saidst, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. This prayer reveals the sorrowful condition of Jacob's heart. God instructed him to return to his homeland, promising to bless and to prosper him. Therefore, Jacob prayed for deliverance from Esau's hand, unaware that God had a greater plan in store for him. The next day, he once again sent his servants to meet his brother with a worthy present. He hoped that if his gifts were accepted, it would indicate Esau's readiness to welcome him. Verses 22 to 26 state, And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and his 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. As Jacob wrestled with this man, he perceived his capability of blessing him. So he engaged in a persistent, fierce struggle, and the angel could not prevail against him. But can a mere mortal prevail against the divine? No. There is a deeper significance to this declaration than is always considered. But because God must always remain superior than man, the angel touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh, and it was dislocated. Jacob understood that he wrestled not a man, but the angel of the Lord. He would not let him go until he blessed him. Verses 27 to 30 read, And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince Hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed? And Jacob asked and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Jacob demanded a blessing, which came to him as a new name. This not only signified character change, it was also a prophetic promise to Jacob. While Jacob, which means heel catcher or supplanter, designated him as a deceiver, his new name, Israel, which means God prevailed, or he will rule as God, designated him as a prince or ruler. So, this name change marked the beginning of the fulfillment of the prophetic promise given during their pregnancy. Genesis chapter 25 verse 22 and 23 declares, And the children struggled within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Thus, the declaration that as a prince thou hast power with God and with men and hast prevailed holds a profound truth. It symbolizes his transition from relying on his own craftiness and deception to trusting in God's strength and guidance. Additionally, it sets the stage for his future role as a leader and patriarch in Israel. Again, it foreshadowed the emergence of a powerful nation which would prevail among the people by the power of God. Moreover, it foretold how the Lion of the tribe of Judah would prevail and finally sit on the throne of his glory, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob was now a disabled prince. This was to be a constant reminder to him, not only of that encounter of possibilities that forever changed his life, but also of the fact that he was preserved by the grace of God during that experience. Though he had been afraid of facing his brother Esau because of the guilt that he had twice supplanted him, God had better plans for him. He was destined to be a ruler, a prince, and his brother, whom he was now afraid to face, would surely serve him. But did he have to wrestle the angel? What blessing was he seeking in this way? Hosea chapter 12 verses 3 and 4 asserts, He took his brother by the heel in the womb, and by his strength he had power with God. Yea, he had power over the angel, and prevailed. He wept and made supplication unto him. He found him in Bethel, and there he spake with us. The phrase, he wept and made supplication unto that angel, implies an agonizing prayer. Thus, the physical struggle with the angel was the outward manifestation of Jacob's internal conflict. It illustrates that the battle to conquer sin and break free from its guilt is won by persistent prayer. Wrestling with God signifies prevailing prayer, the kind that unlocks greater possibilities for both the present and the future. Hebrews 4:16 declares, Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Every difficulty is a call to prayer. Mercy for the forgiveness of our sin, and grace, the present help in time of trouble, are freely available to us at the throne of grace. Only those who come boldly to this throne receive them. This is the central truth taught by Jacob's experience. Here are the 6 practical elements required for prevailing prayer. First, feel your need for help from God. 2. Have faith in God, trusting in His ability. 3. Forgive others their trespasses. 4. Persevere or persist. 5. Be diligent and earnest in seeking God's promises. 6. Act or work, that is, do your part. The greatest disability known to man is caused by sin. Yet you should never let the guilt of sin bring you down when the hope of endless possibilities await at your doorstep. Are you blessed by this message? Give it a thumbs up to spread the wisdom. Subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell so you never miss an update.